I was listening to you on Tim Ferriss's podcast.
He's awesome.
And he asked you a question. If you could put a billboard up anywhere, and what would it say? And you said, well, I'd put it up somewhere where my old high school cronies could see it and say, how you like me now. and it was the first.
Not the most evolved answer, but.
But it was it's funny because it was obviously comical, but it just made me wonder about you before you were formed or knew what you want to do. And what your particular struggle was in high school, because clearly it wasn't all smooth sailing and you being ahead of the curve. And
I don't generally trust people who liked high school. I think I wonder if anyone whose work I was anything other than miserable in high school. Like it's sort of like one of those baseline metrics you can probably like. There's probably some exceptions, but. I will say there was a kid in my high school. This is a digression. I will answer that question, but it's a funny digression. There's a kid in my high school who I remember, I was very into Springsteen and things that were like my lonely obsession. Like people were into hair metal in the 80s in Central Maryland, you know what I mean? But I remember this kid I knew who had been one of the few kids who was kind of into punk and things like that. And when Run DMC and the Beastie Boys dropped, when the Def Jam thing started to drop, overnight he came into school, this like skinny little white kid, and he was like transformed, and he was like the beacon that like pulled us all into being into some of that stuff, right? And and I remember, I think he even wanted to be called in school the Move. He was like, I want to be referred to. I think he was like, I'm going to be the fourth Beastie. I need to get to New York immediately, blah, blah, blah. And when Birdman came out, Russell Simmons, I got an email from Russell Simmons out of the blue, and the subject was Birdman. And the whole email was, "You hot." That's what Russell wrote me, and I just started laughing. I started laughing, and I started trying to find through the one kid I'm in touch with through high school. I wanted to like send to that kid, like I wanted to write and be like, "We made it!" Like Russell Simmons, like he just said, like you're in.
Right.
I just think the feeling of being outside. The feeling of being outside whatever the cool kid club is, or the feeling that you're, no one's telling you where the party is, and you're like cruising the streets of your neighborhood in your parents' Ford Escort, like kind of hoping you catch a sense of where the flow of cars is going, so you can just show up and no one, be like, it's not like people who say like, what are you doing here? Get out of here, but more just like, you're not in the invite list, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it just sort of, it makes you go, it makes like, for me, it's what made Springsteen really like have a turbocharged value.
He was a beacon for you.
Or David Bowie, who, like was that kind of an artist going, the freaks are who you want to hang with.
Did you feel that?
Yeah, literally. Like, I mean, forget like Ziggy Stardust and these kind of things. He's like writing about like Kooks, like that song Kooks.
Yeah, David Bowie.
Literally, it feels like he's singing to you. Like hang out with us a while. Like hang out over here, and then it's gonna be all right. Like we're weird, but actually it's pretty fun.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you like what you just saw, then why not subscribe? Click right here for lots more off camera. And if you want to see the hour-long version of these conversations, I'm going to give you the secret link. Here it is, offcamera.com. Check it out.